need to say anything? I don't think so. This is a I Need a Nude palette, following up with so many other things she did in I Need a Nude, starting with lipsticks. This is gorgeous. When I saw this online, I thought, I don't know. And I kept on looking, and let's be honest, I'm a huge fan of Natasha Denona eye products. I love her eyeshadows. I love them. I got it yesterday, and immediately I thought, what a beautiful companion for the Glam palette, if you have that. It is lighter than the Glam palette, so if the Glam was a little too much for you, this is going to suit you beautifully. And then I swatched it, and stunning. We're going to swatch. What they feel like, what they look like. I did an eye look in the living room with my fingers, and these are powders, and it looked beautiful. So let's start with some swatches, and I'm starting early today. The light is a little bit different because I'm going to do 2 eye looks, which I usually don't do because my poor little eyes are so sensitive. So I put on a little bit of, and this is coming up, a review of this. This is the Makeup Forever HD. It's under my eyes, and it's on my lids, and it's creasing a little bit. So we'll just powder that down before we get started. Let's first do some swatches. If you've never been here before, when I deal with a larger palette, I don't like to do row to row because we can see it. What's the point of that? I like to figure out, what do we have here? Because sometimes a certain color or a depth of tone pops out and it makes you think that's what everything is. So I like to go and swatch by color. Really helps us to understand, I think, it does for me, what we have here. We have some taupes, some browns. These are cool browns. And we have some pinks. And the pinks are kind of earthy pink. We're going to start with mattes because mattes are your foundation pieces. This one, and this one. And let's do this one, which is kind of a cream color, but I was thinking it might have some pink to it, but it doesn't. So these are lovely colors. You can see they match my fingers, right? And here they are. The light one is up here. Perfect for my skin tone, actually. So these are pinks, but they're earthy. They're dirty pinks. They're not baby pinks, and they're not Barbie pinks. They're sophisticated pinks. And then we have shades that I'm going to call taupes. Right here, and, well, right here, but that is not a matte. So let's just do this dark one. Taupes and a dark one. For some skin tones, they'll work with this one a lot. For some, it will be using it for a liner or mixing it with that cream color. And that's what we have with the mattes. So I think I missed one, but I'm not sure which one I missed. It was either this one or this one. I think it was this one. So I just swatched both of them. But here's our kind of color story. These are great for one and dones every day. You just want to give your eye a little shape. You want to recede your hood if you're hooded, and I like them. Now we need to look at the shimmers, and they're all different. Just looking here, I can see some are more satin, some are a little sparkly, and it's going to be a little hard to do this by color because sometimes they look like one thing in the pan, and when you swatch them, they're kind of something else. But I'm going to say, for the sake of argument, there's a couple that look like they're in the champagne realm. This one, which is gorgeous, this one, hello. Now, when I look at it this way, I see that there is a peachy tone. So I'm just going to move the arm a little bit so you can see how this moves. And then we'll have 4 in browns and taupes. So we'll just do 3. Whoa. Just like magic on your arms now. And I'll move it around. You know what? This one as well. And this one. God, I hope I haven't messed this up already. No, I think those are different shades. And the last for us to do is this pink one. right there. So this is our whole little story, and I think it's really, really lovely. First thing I'm going to do is take the lightest shade, which is close to my skin color, on the back of my hand anyway, and just put this on my lids. I do have concealer, and I did smooth out that excess, but I don't like a sticky base, so this is going to help. I think I'm going to first do the look I did last night because it was so pretty. I did it with my finger, and this will be my first time doing it with a brush. And I'm going to start with this color here, and I'm going to give myself a little bit of a brow bone. Or really, a crease. Boom. Now I want to deepen up a little bit. My choices are here, or I could do this and dip into here to lighten it up. But I'm going to try this. Deepening up isn't something that I do too frequently. It doesn't work so well on people with small eyes and hooded eyes, and maybe it just doesn't work that well on me. But we're going to do a very light deepening out here. I feel like I'm kind of getting to the point in my life where I really actually need to hold my eye taut to get the blend that I want, because when I move my brush, it just moves the skin. I just need to make this taut so I can do a nice little blend right here. I actually think this is great for every day. Do you know, it's not too much. I could go in and buff it out a little bit more so it doesn't look so dark, but I don't think it looks terribly dark. But I want to go in with this shade. This is so stunning. I think it's the star of the show, and it's right in the middle, which tells me, I think she thinks so too. When I went on with this yesterday, look at that. So stunning. But I also found there's sparkle in here as well, really light sparkle. If you pull this up and diffuse it that way, you'll get the most ethereal little look. Woo! This is so pretty. Look how it opened my eyes up. I got some under here, and I'm kind of okay with that. So pretty. So beautiful. And now I'm going to do my brows and some mascara and come back and maybe do something else. Alright, you guys, I just wanted to change a little more fancy than a t-shirt, and I did another white balance because it's getting a little bit later and the light is changing every minute of the day, and show you what this looks like. So for me, looking straight on, I feel that this sparkle just opens up the eyes, but it doesn't look like too much. It's not until I do one of these where like, oh, something going on there. But if you don't want to do that, and I get it if you don't, it's a lot. You could take the palette and then a small little brush that I just used. Here it is. Small little brush. Pick this up, maybe get it wet, maybe don't, and use this as a liner so you get a little peekaboo effect through your lashes, a little bit of sparkle. That will make your eyes look like they're sparkling instead of your lids sparkling. And yeah, that's another way to go with it. But I think this is absolutely perfect. And the first two colors I used, those are great for every day. They blend really well. I did do some more blending. My eyes are getting older and older, and I'm really noticing that I have to kind of pull everything taut to get a beautiful blend. So I did that less than a minute. Less than a minute, you know, maybe 15 seconds on this side and 15 seconds on this side, and I think it's just beautiful. T-shirt's going back on so I don't sweat my beautiful shirt, and the hair's going back up, and I'm going to take this off and we're going to do one more look, and I think we're going to try to bring the pinks in to the next story. Guys, I'm really having a time of it getting the sparkles off, but look how pretty that is. It's like this beautiful sheer fabric. I keep on saying fabric because this is what it's looking like. I'm guessing you could do the same thing with the actual shadow, where instead of picking it up with your finger or a flat brush, you pick it up with a fluffy brush and just dust like this, not swipe. And you could probably get something like this going. All right, I'm just going to finish, get the oil off my lids and put on some more concealer, and we're going to do a second look. All right, I did a little bit of concealer on the lid, and then I went on with this all over, and I'm thinking that's this shade right here with a fluffy brush, nothing too extreme. And just do about everything except for the brow bone itself. Okay, so I think that this might have a teeny bit of peach in it. And this is my Hakuhodo most used brush, always listed below, as most of my brushes are. And it's squirrel, so it's very soft. If you have sensitive eyes, you might want to consider doing squirrel, but I think it's also good for aging eyes because of our crepiness. There, all over. And I'm going in with this one, which is the Sonia G Sky Set brush. And going to, I don't actually know if this is the right thing to do. I was thinking I'm going to do a little bit more here at my crease. But now I'm thinking maybe over here. And then we'll go from there. So it's a little bit darker, but not terribly darker, and it gives you a very nice gradation. There you go. Now this, yes, this could be a daily look. Okay, so this is, I think, a great everyday look. It's got a pinky thing going on, but it's not terribly pink. In fact, it's kind of a warm pink, almost has a little bit of peach. But it doesn't make me look rabbity. It doesn't make me look like I have pink eye. And I really, really like these two shades just by themselves. So this all over, and this for outer corner and partway into the so-called crease. I think I'm going to practice what I just preach. I'm not going to use the fluffy brush like this, but I'm going to use this, which isn't really a flat brush. We're going to see. And I'm thinking, let's try this color here. So I'm still on the, this is a day look with a little bit of something extra. So I'm just going to go very ginger, and then trying to get it right at that lash line for that little peekaboo situation. And now I'll really kind of burnish it to open up the eye right there. Super pretty. Okay, without and with. It's very subtle, and yet I think very effective and very pretty. Okay, I would say this is day look, second intensity, both eyes, eyes open. I think this is lovely, and I don't think I have anything like this, interestingly enough. I think one of her retro palettes had pinks that were similar to this, but they were not the same as this. And if you miss the retro palette, you don't have to worry about it. I'm just going to take a brush and do a little bit of pulling here, just because I need this to get a good blend now. Now we're going to go a little bit darker, and I'm thinking I want to try something in the taupey zone. I'm going to take this, my Kitco brush, and go with this. And we're going to do some more outer corner work. But now it's going to have a sheen to it. I'm not going to bring it up right here where I went in with the matte. I'm just going over the lash line and right through here. With, without, just adds a little bit of something, or something. I think I want to leave it at that. actually, because I am, you know, going to go out and run some errands and I don't want to look too much. But let's talk about this. I feel that I could bring this in. You know what I mean? I could go really dark and do this taupey evening eye that doesn't have any color to it at all and make it amazing. Or these two colors, or working them together, which I just did. Are you going to get a variety of super colorful, powerful, widely different looks? No. But this, to me, is a subtle palette. It's the kind of palette that you can go to over and over again. And it's not as dark as the Glam palette. For me, I love this. The minute I swatched this, I was in love. I feel like many of Natasha Denona palettes are very, very warm. I love her bronze palette, but really not all year long. But other palettes of hers, like the Biba palette, and I can't remember, there was another one, that were very, very popular, and I went in and I did it, and I got good looks, but I don't feel comfortable wearing those orangey kind of colors. This fills that space for me. This is another cooler palette that is absolutely wearable. And I think her Glam palette, I don't know, but I think it's probably her #1 best-selling palette. And this, I think, will soon revel with that. Compete with that, because it's absolutely gorgeous. And yes, I can do so much with this, and I'm going to continue to use this, and it will stay out here. I just think the formulas are great. I think I've already said it, I think there's a good variety. I could put on a little something more poppy on my lip. And that's another thing I like about this, is I feel that you could, maybe not with this color, we're going to see, because I'm going to go on with this, which is very sheer, that I like the idea that you can change your look with this kind of palette, with your cheeks and your lips, because the palette is giving you a lot of leeway to do different things. And, okay, while we're here, since that has a purpley kind of hue, let's go in with this. Remember, this pink is kind of a warm pink. But I think that it's really, really workable. Okay, for me, it's a thumbs up. I'm super glad I got it. I am keeping it. I'm going to be using it. I just know. I can tell. This is something that you don't look at it and go, wow, what colors. Because, you know, turquoise on the eyes, it's beautiful to look at, but it's really not very wearable. This is wearable. This is gorgeous. This is making me happy. And that's going to be it for today's video, you guys. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me. I hope it was helpful. I hope you enjoyed watching me do 2 looks instead of 1. I usually don't do that. Well, if I do it, I shoot it over 2 days. But this I did not shoot over 2 days. And yeah, I'm just thinking, you know what I could do? I can't sign off for some reason. I could go in with this a little bit under the eye. I'm not going to, but super, super like this. And I think that this kind of pinky, whatever this color is, would be very nice with green eyes, hazel eyes, and blue eyes, because of that warmth to it. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope it was helpful. I hope you come back again, and until we meet again, be safe and smart. And I'm wishing you good health.